Hi guys.
Hello.
So today we're busy talking about Cloverfield, one of the movies that I've been waiting to talk about for a very long time.
Quite a while. I was looking forward to this one, actually.
Yeah.
More so since we had to watch Texas Chainsaw first,
Yeah.
which was arduous, but go watch that episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
If you want to hear Kevin rant and complain for like an hour straight, like go listen to the Texas Chainsaw episode.
I don't know how long it was, actually. I'm curious to see. Anyway, stats and intros, like introduction to the film.
Yeah, so yes, let's pull up our data. It's interesting because I always thought that this would be our first found footage film that we would do. But obviously, our first one ended up being Project X.
I'd actually like to counter-argue that. Do you want me to counter-argue it quick or later?
What do you mean counter-argue?
Oh, I'll do it now then, since we're on the topic. Project X is not completely found footage, though. It has some actual, like, fixed shots that were done by a professional, like, team. Obviously, this one was as well, but I mean, Cloverfield from start to finish is portrayed entirely found footage, while Project X isn't.
Oh.
So, Cloverfield is technically our first found footage from start to finish ever.
Okay.
So there we go. I wanted to bring it up, but since we're there early, I might as well get it done.
Yeah, exactly. So this movie was directed by Matt Reeves, who obviously is now directing the new Batman film.
You know.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Written by Drew Goddard. Goddard, I think. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Cinematography by Michael Bonvillain.
A villain.
Yeah,
Nice.
Bonvillain, yeah.
Bonvillain.
Film editing by Kevin Stitt.
Kevo. The second one.
Go down to our technical specs. Okay, yeah, so this one has a Dolby Digital sound mix. It was shot with lots of cameras. Panasonic AG. Okay, just a bunch of Panasonic cameras. Sony Cine Alta F23. Thomas Viper film stream camera. Yeah, just lots of different cameras, yeah.
Sure. Can I check it quick while you give your introduction? Whoa.
Yeah, lots. So,
Legit, bro.
yeah, so Cloverfield, when this movie came out, this movie was the shit back in the day. It was like
Back in the day. It is
like,
old, actually.
It was like so freaking cool. It's like basically like a found footage film, but obviously like with the giant monster attacks New York and everything. And yeah, it was just a very interesting movie, and it's always like hit the zeitgeist of pop culture and everything. It's always been on people's minds. And then when 10 Cloverfield Lane came out, that movie was filmed completely in secret. Nobody knew it was coming out. Everyone just thought it was some random sci-fi movie or whatever. And then they revealed that it's actually a Cloverfield sequel.
Nice. They're not directly related, as I understand. But
yeah, it's like an anthology.
An anthology, right. So what happens in the second one?
Second
Roughly.
Basically, a girl gets she's trying to escape her abusive boyfriend or whatever, or it suggests that he's abusive to her or whatever, and then she gets she gets in this car crash and she wakes up in this bunker. There's like this crazy god, doomsday prepper god that says, "Oh no, you know the world's ended, the aliens have invaded, or there's some or the air can't be breathed because there's some like bio weapon that was deployed or something like that," and then she has to try and escape. So,
nice.
And I don't really want to say too much because
spoiler territory.
Yeah,
I get you. But
that's one of those movies where you do need to watch it and you need to like not go in as blind as possible.
And then the third one is shite for some reason.
Yeah, it's terrible. Anyway, so Cloverfield. So, basically my backstory. I can't even remember when I first watched this movie. I think my parents went to go see it in cinema the one night. I think they went together to go watch it, and they said it was really good. Mm-hmm. Then when it was on DVD, I eventually watched it, and I just enjoyed it. So then, I've just been really obsessed with the Cloverfield movies ever since.
You can see why.
I own them both on Blu-ray and everything like that.
Them both. Not the third one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait. Which two do you own? 1 and 2, I guess.
Yeah, the first two.
Nice.
Those are the only ones that exist.
Canonically. The other one was fan-made.
Yeah, that reminds me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We have a thingy to put on display.
that there.
It looks dope.
But yeah, you guys can see like there's my Cloverfield Blu-ray.
Hold on a sec. I want to check this thing.
The first one.
Anyway, what is your introduction to this franchise?
Well, yeah, that was my introduction. My parents said it was good.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I watched it when it was on DVD, and yeah, it was a very, very good movie. It's just been something I've really enjoyed, and it's my favorite found footage film.
It is, yeah. I don't know. People always crow on about Blair Witch. I haven't seen Blair Witch. That's also found footage, and from the segments I have seen, it's festering camel dung, dude. Like everyone's.
You know your rant that you had about Texas Chainsaw? If we ever do Blair Witch, it's going to be like that, but on my side. I'm going to be ranting the whole out of that movie.
Okay, good. Now I need to see it. I want to see you go off at something, bro. Because obviously you always pick movies that you want to do like something positive about. I want to see you pick like the worst. I'm talking about like Transformers 4 Sharknado type shite. I want to see you go off on that.
Yeah, because so far we've only had you go off about certain movies.
Yeah, legit. Probably because I'm the chilled one, but it seems to be reversing in season 2. Apparently I'm the cynic and you're the chilled one now.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we could do Blair Witch one day. I actually like the sequel a bit more, but that's obviously Blair Witch fans will be hearing now, be going, heresy! How dare you! But,
heresy.
But I actually enjoy the second one a bit more. The second one's a bit more fun.
Is it also found footage?
Yeah, it's also found footage. The first one, it's just, I don't know, man. I remember my mom loves the first Blair Witch movie, and she always hopped up to me and my sister saying that this is a great movie, and then me and my sister have watched it twice, and both times her and I just don't enjoy it. It's like it's just not an enjoyable movie.
Isn't it like the movie equivalent of a walking simulator? It's like there's not much going on at all, really.
Yeah, I don't really see any creatures. Well, I guess it's suggested, but I don't know. The characters are very unlikable. They're just screaming at each other for like most of the movie because they get pissed off because they get lost and everything. And yeah, no, it's just not a very good movie.
Fair enough. Okay, well, we'll save that for a future episode because I want to hear your take. I mean, I've seen segments of it. I haven't seen the full thing, but to me, I was. I could go to sleep with that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll have to circle back. But Cloverfield, intro for me. I remember years ago, because I used to, like you know me, I've collected posters a long time. And Cloverfield, I had a poster of actually this image.
Yeah,
years ago.
Statue of Liberty.
And that was probably like my earliest introduction. I always saw it around. But until you said you wanted to do an episode, I had no idea what it was about. It was only once you said it's like a kind of kaiju found footage thing, I was like, whoa. And then, you got me on the bandwagon, as you do with a lot of your episodes. I don't really watch them until you're like, hey, dude, check it. Yeah. And then when you were like, last year when we met up, you were like, we have to do Cloverfield because of Matt Reeves. And then I was like, yeah, come on, let's watch it. So you got me excited. I wanted to watch it, and I was like, no, saving it for the episode. And we watched it last night, and here we are.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have as many notes as Texas Chainsaw, but I like this movie.
Yeah.
If you want a slight spoiler, I like it.
Yeah, definitely. So this movie basically takes place. It's about this guy named Rob, who's our main character, and he's basically, I don't know, he works some white collar job. I think he's like he works for some big corporation or whatever. Anyway, then he's gotten a job offer to go live in Japan and go work there. And he's been working very hard towards this and everything. There's this girl that he really likes that, and then we reveal sort of, because it's interesting how they do it, because basically, like, what's happening is that he's going away. So his friend, like his brother's girlfriend, she wants to have this surprise like party for him, going away party for him, and then she asks the boyfriend, like her boyfriend, his brother, basically like, I want you to take this camera, which is Rob's, and I want you to go around and I want you to get testimonials from everybody to say goodbye and good luck and everything, so that he can watch it. So he can watch it when he gets back to Japan and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And then at the same time, it's busy taping over a day that he had actually with this other girl, who
they were together, but now she's kind of separate.
Yeah. They slept together, and then they spent the next day together. And he basically spent the day filming like what they did. They went to like the carnival.
They went to Coney Island.
Island, and they had fun and everything like that. So then
I think it's Coney Island.
And it's like taping over it, and then every now and then we sort of get like flashbacks to
like a second or two footage of that time.
Of that previous time or whatever. Anyway, then they're at this party, and then the boyfriend doesn't want to do it. He's just like, no, I'm not doing this damn camera shit. This is boring ass job ever. So he gives it to his friend, who's Weasel from Deadpool movies.
Yeah.
That actor.
I know him, but I forget his name.
Yeah, I forget his name too. They gives him the camera and says, "Okay, go around and start filming. Go film testimonials." Mm-hmm. And the setup's not very. I mean, it's not really good. It kind of really gets best when the monster actually appears. That's when the movie kind of starts to get good, because before setup, it's kind of a bit. It's just like, he said, she said drama.
It is, yeah. It's like it's like going through evidence in a courtroom of what's that game called?
Cluedo.
It's literally just a round of
objection.
Objection.
Yeah,
that's all it is. I appreciate that because
Phoenix Wright, yeah.
In context of the film and the way they did it, it's not meant to be professional.
Yeah,
and it's very clunky and amateur. So I appreciate that they sort of incorporated it a bit.
But yeah, they basically set up these characters so. They're there. Then the Weasel, whatever, he's busy shooting testimonials of like people and everything like that. And there's this one girl named Michaela there that he really likes. So he's like stalking her. He's like following her around. He's like, hey, I'm filming testimonials. Do you want to film a testimonial? She's like, no. If you don't mind, I don't really know Rob, and I'd rather. Oh, okay, we'll just do a quick short one.
Yeah, just a short one.
Like very insistent on it and everything.
Oh, I hate those people that are always in your face. Like, come on, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Take you a little bit and shove it, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, very annoying. And then Rob shows up. He's at the party, and then obviously he's not surprised that everyone threw a party for him. But anyway, he's having a good time. Then the girl shows up, and apparently now,
ex,
his ex. I think. What's her name again? Let me just check. So sorry, I know her name.
I'm gonna just say Rebecca. Legit, I'm just gonna throw that out there. I don't know if I'm right or not. Let's see if I'm close.
I know the actress, because the actress, she was the bad guy in one of the seasons of Supergirl.
Nice.
Oh, it was Beth.
Ah, it was close, wasn't it?
There was Beth. The brother's name is Jason. There's Michaela. Not Michaela. Marlena. Her name's Marlena.
Marlena. Bloody hell.
Yeah, and then the girl the boyfriend's girlfriend that you like. I mean the brother's girlfriend that you like.
Good God, what is this family tree, dude?
The brother's girlfriend, the girl that you like, her name is Lily in the movie.
Ah, Lily. Okay, well, that's the only name that's really important to me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
And then Weasel, actually, his real name is TJ Miller.
Ah, there we go.
His name is Hyde in the movie.
Fuck it. As soon as you said it, I remember.
Yeah. So anyway, Beth shows up and she's got a date, and then
some Casanova.
Yeah, some weird random dude's just like, it's
she
like
found outside. It's like, hey, want to come inside to make my ex jealous? Like, yeah, sure, whatever.
And then it's just like, it's that situation like, who the hell's this dude? I think they even have that moment where they're like, who the hell's this dude?
Dude, and even he comes in and he has a drink and he starts vibing all by himself, and everyone's like, who the f*** are you?
Yeah, exactly.
He just came in. It's like that dad in Project X that just arrived at the party. The guy's like 35 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but anyways, so it turns out that Rob and Beth had this very great day and everything, but after he never called her, and then my argument is, why don't you just call him back? Like why does he have to call you? You call him.
Exactly. I mean, I
understand it's frustrating that it is traditional for the guy to call the girl back, but if he doesn't call you back after a few days, call him.
Legit. Yeah. Legit. And I can understand that point. I just wanted to bring up that he said it wasn't really worth following up because he was moving country,
Yeah, I don't know.
From that aspect, I was like,
yeah, he's in this weird. He had this weird thing of oh no, but I'm moving to Japan, so there's no point or whatever. But he's still interested in her. He's still gets mad at her when she brings a date and everything like that. And then there's a bit where the two of them are outside, and then Hyde obviously goes and films a bit of it, and they have to chase him away. And then,
I remember that shit.
Yeah, and then they're busy and then Jason and Hyde go to Lily, and they're busy poking her, saying, "Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?"
Legit.
I would have just already told them, guys, it's a secret. I'm not telling you. Like, just
please
go away.
leave. Especially with a camera there. You know someone always has a camera.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So
then she says that, oh no, Beth and Rob had sex and but don't tell anybody. And then Hud's like, okay. And then he immediately starts telling everybody around the party, like, yeah, they had sex and everything.
yeah, and everyone's like, legit, I told you I was thinking that.
And I'm just kind of going like, screw you, Hud.
Yeah,
I'm glad you died.
Yeah, legit, bro. Like, I don't know, gossip like that, I don't really engage in it. It's petty, it's dumb.
I don't gauge it. I understand they have to do it to sort of get the story.
Yeah, in context of getting the thing going, for sure.
They got to get the story rolling and everything, but like it's also kind of just like, dude, why would you do that? If she asked you not to say anything, then just don't say anything.
Plus, TJ Miller, like, I'm sure he's a nice enough dude, but any character he always portrays comes across as that guy that would definitely go around talking gossip.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just one of those chilled stoner type looking dudes.
Yeah, exactly. So then Beth leaves. Rob's upset, so he goes up to the roof, and then Jason and Hud go to go cheer him up because Lily's obviously like saying to them like, go cheer him up or whatever because you guys ruined this or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then there's that funny bit where like they're busy walking, and then like Hud's following Jason. He's like so do you want to do all the talking or should I do the talking? He's just like, no, you're gonna shut up and I'm gonna do the talking.
You gotta be quiet, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, they're busy talking to him about Beth and everything, and then while they're busy having this conversation, there's an earthquake. Suddenly something shakes, and then they don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And then like they look at the news, and the news is saying that oh no, that the oil tanker that was in the harbor erupted or something like that. It like broke and like something's going on, and then pretty soon the oil tanker explodes, and there's like shrapnel busy falling on the buildings with fire and everything like that. And then pretty soon they find out there's some creature, because then the creature attacks the Statue of Liberty and then like rips off the head, and then there's that bit where like they come out of the building and then suddenly the head of the Statue of Liberty comes crashing through and like crashes
rolling there on the street.
Rolling there on the street, yeah. It's very, very cool.
It was cool. I mean, that's essentially what the poster's based on, is that arrival moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's actually kind of the aftermath. It's like the morning after, but it's still cool. It was great to have that.
And I guess I just like it. It's a cool concept because basically just like, let's do a Godzilla movie but make it like found footage,
which is always interesting because you never see really street level perspective that much.
Yeah, you don't see like top down shots until like at the end when they're in the helicopter.
Like those Kaiju movies.
Yeah, and you see that like, okay, what would if got like a situation where Godzilla attacks the city, but what if we had it where from the civilian's perspective?
That's what I think 1998's Godzilla does well. With Matthew Broderick, you get a lot of street level shots, which I like, Yeah. It helps to give a sense of scale, because I think in the newer ones, you don't see it that much. So the sense of scale is almost lost to you. Yeah. You don't feel like you're there,
Yeah, and I do like how they kind of hide the monster pretty well in the beginning.
Legit.
Like something's moving around the city, but you don't know what it is, and then like
could be
and then the one skyscraper like just completely collapses because obviously the monster just bursts through it or whatever, and then there's like that massive dust cloud, and they have to run inside that building where the dust comes past.
That was so nice to see. Like I love CGI with sort of shaky cam. I don't not that specifically, but I think it takes a bit more to actually make it come across as realistic, because you have to obviously match the camera motion with the CGI, and of course, being a found footage, it's very
shaky. Yeah.
It's meant to come across as very amateurish. So I always think that the CGI department must pull their hair out, dude, because of the shaky cam. They're like, why can't it be fixed?
Exactly.
Anyway, it was a bit of a side tangent, but I liked that whole. They go into like a shop kind of thing.
Yeah, they go into some sort of like a convenience store or whatever.
And then the camera dude is like, I saw it. I was like, you didn't see nothing, bro. That cloud was black.
Yeah. I saw it.
Predator, the first Predator. I saw it.
Yeah, exactly. So then basically, they have their little group. It's Hud, Rob, Jason, Lily, and Malane, or Malena, or whatever.
Yeah, the Michaela.
Yeah, Michaela.
That one.
Whatever her name is. Anyway, so they decide, okay, no, we got to get past. We got to go to Brooklyn, go over the bridge to get out of Manhattan, because Manhattan is kind of where the destruction's mostly thing. That's always annoys me about New York is that there's so many different sections, and each section is basically might as well just be its own city.
Legit, man.
Because it's like Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Harlem.
Dude, yeah, I've always only recently have I started to understand the inner workings of those different sectors, because they sound like completely different cities, but they all fall under New York.
Yeah.
So weird, man. New York is massive. It's Mega City 1. That's what it is.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so anyway, so New York, they decide to go across the bridge, and then while they're busy, and the military's obviously there, and the police obviously like guiding the people saying, no, you got to get off Manhattan, it's too dangerous or whatever. And then Rob gets a call from Beth, and he's trying to talk to her, but he can't hear her, and she keeps saying that she says something like she's like stuck, she can't move or something like that. And then they're busy going across, and obviously there's hundreds of people going across this bridge, and then Jason's he's ahead, but he can't come to them because obviously there's a bunch of people walking past him and everything like that. And he goes, "Oh, stop! Beth is calling." I'm just like, just walk and talk.
Dude, walk and talk, bro.
Yeah, walk and talk, but whatever.
We'll let it go.
Yeah, and then before they can even cross the bridge, Jason can get over to them. The monster just brings up its tail, just slams it down on the bridge, and just basically destroys the bridge. Levels the bridge, whatever.
Actually, I'm glad they kept this thing sort of hidden. What is it, like an alien? Did it crash or did it surface from below? Do you know?
Well, they don't really talk about it. They just say that it might have erupted from an ocean trench or something like that. The interesting thing about the Cloverfield universe is that it has to do with satellites. Like there was like the satellite crash or something, and something set off something. Like something happened, and then in Paradox they sort of talk about that it's multiple universes, and it all started with this satellite that like basically like set something off or attracted something to Earth, or I don't know, did something. What I don't know. It's very complicated. You basically have to you have to do the whole conspiracy, conspiracy board to try and figure out the story of the Cloverfield films, basically.
That's really cool, though. I enjoy these, like, deep lore movies.
Yeah, exactly. So the creature, and then, basically, then Rob kind of goes off on his own mission, and he's, like, not talking to anybody. He's, like...
Dude.
Because, like, his phone is dead, and then he's running to the electronics store, and they keep saying to him, like, Rob, and he's, like, just ignoring them. He's just like, whatever, man, like, get out of my face. So he's, like, off doing his own thing. But we basically eventually work out that, no, he's going to go look for Beth. And his phone's obviously dead, so obviously he has to get a battery so he can listen to the voice note message.
Mm-hmm.
And he's basically like, I'm going to go find Beth or whatever.
Initially, because he's so, like, secretive and, off the grid about it, I thought he was involved. I was like, no, this guy, he's going to work in another country. He let this thing go. He was working as like a sleeper agent, and he released this creature. I was literally sus about him the whole time.
Yeah, you were sus about him. You were coming up with all these theories, and I was just kind of going...
Because, like...
And I was just, like, sitting there drinking my tea.
Because Beth was at home. Not at home. Yeah, she was at home, apparently. But then she was also at his party when everything went to shit. So how fast was her Uber driver to get all the way over there?
Well, Uber wasn't around back then, so it was probably, like, taxi drivers.
Yeah, okay, true. Taxi driver. Legit, though. I literally thought that she was in that group. She just wasn't with the smaller group. But she was across town somehow. So there must have been some sort of time.
Across the city, it took enough time to get up to a 39th floor of a building, take off her dress, get into her jams.
Legit, bro. That's why I was so confused about what his objective was. And I was like, no, he let this thing out. So I was really sus of him. And then only later on, I don't know if you said it, or somehow I found out, no, they're trying to get to Beth's building. And I was like, really? You're trying to get to some hoe that you want to be with, but not really. That's the point.
You were thinking of some deep conspiracy theory, man. It's in the water, man. It's in the water.
I legit was, dude. I was so excited as well. It's like, no, it's because I have a thing for this chick, I was like, bro.
Yeah, anyway. So
I still love the movie, but I was like, really, you have to shit in my conspiracy theory cornflakes.
Yeah, exactly. Not really much.
There's not really much to discuss in terms of like the
story,
the middle of the movie.
I mean, pretty much they're just trying to get to the city. They're trying to get to this thing, but then obviously they can't move through the streets because this monster's obviously moving around, and then the military's there with like their tanks and their machine guns and everything, and they're like firing, they're like shooting, they're like throwing everything they've got at this thing, but it's just not even making a dent in this creature.
It's not bothered, bro. Do you know what the budget was for this movie?
I think it was like about 25 to 35 million, which is quite big. It's quite big for a found footage film.
It is quite big, yeah.
I think it's actually the highest budgeted found footage film ever made.
Wow.
Because all found footage films are always like super low budget and everything. But with Cloverfield, it was like the first like big budget one that they ever made. So basically they're trying to get so they can't move through the streets because the military and this giant creature, so they go down into the subway, and then obviously there's a bit of downtime where they're like sitting at this one station, and then like Rob gets a phone call from his mom, and he obviously has to break it to her that like that his brother is dead and everything
because of E.T.
Yeah, that was interesting. And yeah, I quite like it because it kind of reminds me of Fallout 3. Because in Fallout 3, Fallout 3 takes place in Washington DC, but you can't like just directly walk into the city because all the collapsed buildings and everything. So you have to actually go into the subway and use the subway to get into the actual city.
That's really cool.
Because you start outside the city, and then to get into the city, you have to use the subway and everything. And then when you're going into the subway, you got to deal with like
ghouls
and like bandits and like super mutants and all that type of thing. So it was really cool.
That's
like,
cool.
It reminded me of Fallout 3 a little bit.
It is dope. I haven't played Fallout 3. I have played Fallout 3. Sorry. Yes, I have. I was thinking of New Vegas. That I haven't played.
Yeah, Fallout 3. Very cool.
I enjoy, like, that's something I wanted to bring about later, but I enjoyed that the literally start to end is found footage. I thought it was going to be like Project X, a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Like proper professional production and then amateur found footage. I thought it would be a blend, but it was like start to finish found footage.
Yeah.
And then literally the third act is most of the time we're looking at the floor.
Yeah.
It kind of got a little bit irritating, I'm not going to lie, but I love that they went all in with the found footage stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although it must have been incredibly difficult to work with like lighting and stuff. Especially in that scene we're just talking about now,
because it's a dark city, basically. There's like almost no lights.
Legit. And he said it was that the camera had a night vision. That's how they first see those little cricket things. No,
because basically they're going through the thing and then they can't see. So then Rob, obviously since it's his camera, he switches on the light, but then they still can't see it. And the thing is, they see these rats scurrying past them, and there's like this whole like swarm of rats busy going past them, so they're running away from something. And then they turn on the night vision and obviously see these little like creatures, because like the monster, it like drops these little cricket bug insect things.
Yeah.
They're like sort of like foot soldiers, I guess you could say.
Yeah, they're pawns basically.
It reminds me of like sort of like even the aliens design reminds me of the creatures design. It reminds me of the game. You wouldn't have played it because you don't own you never own a PlayStation, but on PlayStation 3, the game Resistance.
Yeah, I've always seen the cover with the skull.
And those aliens, the Chimera. It reminds me a lot of them, like the facial and like the eyes and the design and everything looks a lot like that. And even like those little like cricket insect things in this Resistance game, they have enemies like that are actually similar.
That's really cool. So maybe they drew inspiration. To me, the kaiju thingy, it reminded me of the kaijus from the first Godzilla. Specifically the female, the bigger one.
Yeah.
That's what I first thought of. It's like, except the front arms were a bit more tentacly than actual arms.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I was like, no, this is that thing from Godzilla.
Yeah.
So Cloverfield is in the Godzilla universe. And I figured it out.
It's in the Godzilla universe, and it's also a prequel to Pacific Rim.
I love Pacific Rim. The first one.
Yeah, I love Pacific Rim as well.
The first one is
it doesn't add up because I think in the Pacific Rim universe, it's San Francisco was the first city to get hit, but I'm just like no, it was New York.
It was New York, bro.
I saw Cloverfield. I know what happened.
You got the jacket, legit. We figured it out, bro. We should get paid.
Yeah, exactly. So they get attacked by these things, and then one of them bites
Michaela.
Michaela.
I'm not even going to try at this point.
Yeah, because she goes to go save. Hyde almost gets attacked by one, and then she comes in to like save him, and then she ends up getting bitten, and that obviously comes into play later. And then anyway, they eventually they stop at this one like storage room or whatever.
It's like a depot for supplies. Yeah.
Depot for supplies, and then eventually they end up in this shopping mall or whatever.
In a mall.
Because remember they go through that the door
remember.
and then there's those clothes and everything. So clearly it was like a clothes shop or something like that.
Yeah, that obviously the military hijacked, if you will, and set it up as a base.
Yeah, and the military are there, and the military are saying that this thing is winning, and Rob is insistent on no, I need to go find Beth and everything like that. So they stop at like a supply depot. They stop at the supply depot, they get supplies, and then they end up at this clothing shop or whatever. It's connected to the subway. I don't know, I've never been to New York, so I didn't know that was a thing. Anyway, then there's a military there, they've set up a base, and the military are basically saying that this thing's winning. Like, no matter what we throw at it, like nothing's working. And they basically said that, and then the one I recognize the actor, that main soldier that like helps them.
Yes.
Yeah, I do recognize him.
I recognized him too.
He was in the Dexter series. He's mostly a TV series actor, but he's actually in quite a lot of things, so I'm familiar with him. He says to them that, we've thrown anything, and the government is basically taking one last shot of this thing, and if that doesn't work, then basically they're launching the nukes.
Legit, that's all they can do. It's always... I like how they always hold off. We're going to try one more thing, and then we're just going to nuke it. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, basically.
Just nuke New York. Say that fast 5 times.
Yeah, basically. And then there's basically there's some choppers coming at 6 a.m. to pick up any lost stragglers or survivors, and then after that they're bombing New York basically.
Boom,
so he sort of like separates them, and then before they do that, Michaela she gets sick and she gets blood eyes or whatever. So then the doctors take her away, and they take her behind the screen, and then she just explodes because the blood hits the screen and everything.
Dude, I was trying to understand what was going on. Like I understood it, but I was like. Did she literally just go boom?
Yeah.
Because what would the purpose be of the bite then? In context, would it I thought it would make her like a zombie or become one of them or something. She literally just bombed.
Yeah, I don't know really.
It's
but
very strange.
We know the government's experimenting on them because we see that they're busy hauling away those like lost cases with those little insect things inside them.
Uh-huh.
So clearly they're trying to study this thing and figure out what makes this thing tick, whatever.
Mm-hmm. True, but I think they just wanted someone to die that wasn't that important because she was the outsider, if you will, of that social circle. She didn't know anyone really, and she was just like boom, and that was it. I was like, okay, whatever. I guess someone had to die.
Yeah, exactly. So she dies, and then the general basically is just like, nope, can't help you, not sacrificing my men. And then the one main soldier guy that we meet, he sort of helps them and says, okay, the choppers are going to be at Central or at this location at 6 a.m. Make sure that you're there. And then he lets them go, and he lets them go find Beth or whatever. Anyway, so then they're busy traveling through the streets, and then they find Michaela's building. Michaela's building has like tipped over, and it's like sort of leaned against this other building. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to figure out how to get up there and everything. And then like HUD's just like, oh, why don't we just go up that building, go up to the level, then just see if we can get a shimmy across. And then they like start running, and he's like, no, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea.
I didn't mean I'd take it back. I knew he would regret it. As soon as he started saying it, I was like, you know what, that's a viable solution. Because I was thinking about it as well. And then he was like, no, wait.
Yeah, then there's like a funny bit where he's like mumbling to himself, like, oh, they never listened to me. And then the one time they listened to me, it's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea. Well, it's actually a good idea. He just doesn't want to.
He just doesn't want to do it, yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so they climb, they go up to the top building, they shimmy across basically this like the roof of the building so they can get down to where Beth is.
I wonder how they did that. Because it's it all looks like the air conditioning units and obviously they're walking because the building is tilted. They're walking along the wall. Yeah, and they're trying to hold themselves up. I wonder how they did that. Like if it was a set and then just some green screen to
probably it had to be a set
simulate the height. Obviously they didn't bomb a building and make it fall, but I just meant how they did it from a practical standpoint.
It was probably just like a set sort of thing.
It probably was
that they had, and then they sort of climbed, and then they used green screen to create the city behind.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking.
That's the only thing that could make sense. because I was like, the camera is all skew and everyone's walking skew, and I was like, this has to be a set. It was cool.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
sorry, it's just I was thinking about it last night.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so they're busy going through. They get into Beth's apartment and they find her, and she's busy. She's got that
Rebarb.
the rebarb, because obviously the building the roof sort of collapsed on her, and then she's got this rebarb
Through her shoulder, yeah.
through her shoulder. So they have to pull her out and everything, and then they take her back, and then this poor woman's in her pajamas. I'm just like, oh, this poor lady.
Dude, legit.
I'm so sorry for her. They take her back, and then they eventually they get back to the helicopter. Then Lily, the Jason's girlfriend, she gets into a helicopter first, and she flies off. And then you were upset that she died. I was like, no, her helicopter. I think her helicopter got away because they don't show her helicopter getting destroyed or whatever. So she flies off, and then had Beth and Rob get into a second chopper, and they're busy flying, and then they're busy sort of flying over the city, and you sort of see the creature busy moving and everything like that. So it's quite a big creature. And then anyway, they bring in a stealth bomb, and they drop a bunch of bombs on it and everything.
They carpet bomb it.
Yeah, they carpet bomb it, and then there's a lot of smoke, and then at first you think that, the creature's dead, and then no, of course not. The creature comes out, attacks the helicopter, and then the helicopter crashes, and then it crashes in Central Park or whatever, and then they get up to obviously go, and then they're busy dragging Rob because Rob's leg got hurt or whatever, and then Hud quickly runs back for the camera, and then suddenly obviously the creature's standing right above him. Basically, we get this good look at the creature. The creature's not even phased. It's just whatever, man. Those bombs did shit to me.
Legit, he's not bothered.
Yeah, he's not bothered, and then he looks down at Hud, and then obviously tries to eat Hud. And then the scrabbling camera, and then they falls to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically Rob and Beth go hide underneath a bridge, and then it's their last moments, and then basically they die.
They just get bombed, legit.
Yeah.
As you said, to me, the most unrealistic aspect of this film is not the kaiju that just appeared. It's the bloody camera. That thing took a beating. That lens, dude, it would be wrecked. Like you said, that camera would not be intact.
Yeah, there's even that one bit where Hud's wiping he's taking his shirt, he's wiping the lens, and I'm kind of going, that would scratch the lens.
Legit,
that would scratch the lens. That previous encounter that insects, that lens would be cracked by now.
It would be working so hard. It was the most unrealistic point.
It was the most durable camera ever. Freaking sensitive these damn lenses are.
Dude, that thing was made of adamantium. Vibranium lens. That thing was intense. Obviously, we needed it for the story, but you and I were just no.
Just that's the most unrealistic aspect.
I think the most unrealistic aspect was actually Lily walking across the city in high heels. That woman needs a shout out for that action alone. My God.
She was walking across the city, and at one point she's holding he's barefoot, and she's still got her high heels in her hands. And I'm kind of going is she holding her heels? Shouldn't she just abandon this one now? Does it really matter? And then I was making the joke of, no, these are expensive. They're expensive. I'm still paying these damn things off.
I took a home loan for these shoes.
Yeah.
They're bloody Gucci high heals. I don't even know if Gucci makes high heels. I assume so. Who cares? But she was like, no, I'm not letting them go.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit. I enjoy that this movie was very, very simple to follow, but the way they did it was really nice. I don't think there's really a solid entry besides this of a found footage kaiju movie. I don't think there's one at all.
I mean, I don't think they even make it these days. Just be like, you want $35 million for a found footage film? No.
No.
Basically.
That's legit. What is the most recent found footage film you can think of?
I mean, found footage has sort of died out a bit now because people are sick of it.
Maybe, yeah.
Because every time there's a new found footage film, there's always a bunch of people complaining, saying stop the found footage! We fucking hate it!
The YouTube influencers.
Basically just saying stop filming!
The keyboard warriors, they rage. Well, who cares? To me, the most recent one I can think of is Project X, obviously. That's from 2012, but I'm sure there's one or two after that.
Well, I guess also, I don't know if the new Paranormal Activity is also like that, but there was the new Paranormal Activity reboot, so maybe there's that.
Yeah, they always had a kind of found footage style to them.
Yeah, they did.
But, Paranormal Activity, I mean, that died out years ago. Who watches it anymore?
Exactly.
Uh,
Well, pretty much we're done with the story now, basically.
Yeah. I was just trying to think of the last point we mentioned.
We were talking about, like, what was the last
found footage film, yeah. Do you like found footage films?
Yeah, I like found footage films.
I like them.
Yeah, I like... Oh, sorry. I like them. I think they're very good. I mean, obviously, it is nice to have, like, a proper traditional camera shot film. But, it's pretty good, and I like it, yeah.
I think if you scatter them, they're really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Legit. Except for Blair Witch, because even I don't look forward to that movie. I look forward to your take on it more than the movie itself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll do that movie one day.
But I think if you watch them too much, like in quick succession, you very quickly become irritated because a lot of the time the camera movement is supposed to come across as amateurish. So a lot of the time you're looking at basically nothing or the floor and things are out of focus and you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
So if you spread them out, I think there's a lot of joy to be found in found footage.
Yeah, a lot of joy to be found. And also it depends on the found footage, because some of them are really bad and some of them you can get some decent ones.
Legit.
There's another one that's not too bad called Grave Encounters, also pretty good.
Never heard of it. Well, I think I may have heard of it, but no imagery's coming to mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I still think found footage, like, even though this genre has died out a fair bit, it's been far, reduced quite a lot. I still think that they're good.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Okay, let me say I think that the concept of it is good.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're obviously bad movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, something interesting you want to talk about? References to other universes, creatures? Anything worth value that you want to talk about? Because it's a very basic episode, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of tired and just also distracted, so...
Oh, I get you.
Just kind of hoping we'd have more, but 10 Cloverfield Lane I think is a bit better, because 10 Cloverfield Lane... Okay, first of all, it's traditionally shot. It's not a found footage film. And the scripted story and the characters and everything is really, really good. That movie is really, really good. It's one of my favorite sci-fi thriller films ever.
Make it ASMR.
Yeah. Shout out to Kevin's mom's cooking.
Legit shout out, mom. Thanks. Kaiju. Or we were actually talking about... You were talking about 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
And do you say it's the peak of the trilogy?
It's the peak of the series, basically.
Oh.
I mean, Cloverfield is still a good movie, and it's still very legendary just for what they did and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, we had to watch this movie before we could watch 10 Cloverfield Lane, because I was just like, no, you can't watch 10 Cloverfield Lane without having watched the first Cloverfield.
So even though they're not related, you still need to.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about this movie first before we did 10 Cloverfield Lane later in the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, other than that, there's not really much to unpack. It's just a fun little monster.
It's a fun kaiju movie, yeah. Found footage kaiju movie.
Yeah. I guess there is one thing. Remember right at the end when Beth and Rob basically just get blown to bits and die, and then it cuts to that final bit with them on Coney Island, and they're on that like merry-go-round thing, and then like he says like, okay, we've got 3 seconds after the baby's about to die. What do you want to say to the camera? And she says like, oh, I had a really good day and everything.
Mm-hmm.
When it cuts, the first cuts that scene before he moves the camera towards them, it's sort of like looking out at like the ocean and everything like that.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't spotted it. Every time I see the scene, I'm always looking to see if I can find it or whatever. But apparently, in that scene, I don't know where, but in that scene, you can find, you can actually spot the satellite from orbit crashing into the ocean.
Oh, brew.
Yeah,
bro, we have to chuck this back on afterwards and then frame by frame that shit. Now I want to see. I mean, I didn't see it because I was trying to concentrate on the dialogue. Yeah, but we definitely need to check it.
Yeah, both the Cloverfields have that, because apparently the satellite crashed, and then I guess the satellite, it crashing is what awoke the beast inside the ocean or whatever. So there's that. And then in 10 Cloverfield Lane also opens up with this very similar shot, because she has this, the main character, she lives in this like house, and her house is like, or apartment or whatever, and it's right there, it's like by this like coastal area, so it's like right there where the water is and everything, and like it also cuts to a shot like that, and apparently also you could see a satellite crashing or something. I'm just going, where's this damn satellite? Dude, I don't see that many satellites.
Okay, now we have to go check it then. I really want to go see now.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's the one conspiracy theory.
Okay, cool. Maybe like in the follow-up episode, or even in 10 Cloverfield Lane's episode, we just give our thoughts, see if we saw anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I mean, there's not really much shots to talk about because it's found footage again.
There is one shot I do really like, and that's when they're sort of they're like running up a ramp. I think it's like an on-ramp or something to where the helicopters are.
Yeah.
And you see the light. So you just see their silhouettes against that strong light.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's my favorite shot of the whole film. When I saw it, I was like, damn, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, pretty much any shot with Jessica Lucas, of course.
Yeah.
I love her so much. And yeah, that would be it. Plus, I as I said, I was pleasantly surprised that it was entirely found footage.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a mixture like Project X was.
Yeah.
That was pretty much the shot's highlights, if you will.
Yeah.
Anything for you particular? No, nothing.
No, nothing.
Okay. Rating?
8 out of 10.
Jessica Lucas, 10 out of 10. I'm joking. I'd give it an 8 as well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, very surface level and simple, but it's also done really well and really fun to watch. What are you giggling about?
No, I was just giggling about my dad earlier.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, legit. How are you alive?
How are you alive, man?
Legit. So I would give it an 8 as well. I really, really enjoyed this film. It wasn't like mind-bending, flippin', like what's a mind-bending film? Like Inception type stuff. But it was really, really great. I liked it.
Yeah.
They kept the cast simple and the premise straightforward as well.
Yeah.
They didn't start with all this other crap and then ruining this simplistic formula they had. So
yeah,
shout out.
Just a fun movie to watch every single time. Never really get tired of watching it.
No, for sure. I mean, I won't. I love these kind of things. I like Kaiju, films.
Yeah.
Even though I don't go out of my way to watch them, but when one comes on, I'm like, yes, this is my thing.
Cool.
My thing. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
Alright, cool.
8 out of 10.
Cool. Other than that, thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos and content. And
thanks guys.